So, Wednesday morning, and I am back in Daxi. I used to live here for 2.5 years, so it's kind of interesting to be back here. Yes. I don't really know what to say. I'm trying to keep the video to like 1 minute long, so it's easier to upload for me. It's been a while since I uploaded anything on Facebook or on Instagram, so this will be interesting. Yeah, I'm thinking of grabbing a couple of U-bikes myself later today. Yeah. Daxi is up on the hill here. Daxi is up here. So yeah, there's I believe this is part of a hotel down here. I've never stayed here, so I don't really know what the prices would be like. But I think at some point I'll probably see if I could get a hotel room here as well. See, the wonderful thing about Daxi is it's not that far away from Taipei, and I'm living in Zhongli, so it's not really that far from Zhongli either. So, you know, if you want to have a quick little holiday or somewhere, but you don't want to stay in your own town or your own village if you want to, then coming to Daxi might not be the worst idea out there. So yeah, so this is the hotel up here. I've never actually stayed here, so it's not a bad idea though. I think I should actually try this hotel at some point. But I would guess it would be fairly pricey. It's called the Inn Rose. You want to see what it looks like down here? There's the river. Water's actually clean today. It's usually a little bit more dirty than this. So, but yeah. The bus dropped me off up there. That's where the bus dropped me off. I used to know the name of this bridge, but it's been a few years, so I've kind of forgotten how to say it. Bettina, if you watch this, feel free to comment for me down below and tell me what is this bridge called again. I can't read the Chinese, I have no idea. So maybe later I'll go out on the bridge in that direction, but right now my intention is to go up and into the park up here. It's got a very nice park area up here. But it's a bit of a climb, as you can see the stairs are kind of steep over here, so oh yeah, and there's warnings all over the place about snakes. So it's just a friendly reminder, you know, that this is not Taipei. The park. So I think today, just to give everyone an idea of what the plan is today, I'm meeting one of my colleagues, Austin, later. He's currently at school, but I'm assuming he want to meet me for lunch. And so I've got the whole day to spend in Daxi, and I think this will be a good time for me to do a little tour of where I used to live and where I used to work. Let's say some of my thoughts on my time living up here, which, just to keep it quickly short, is very positive. I really enjoyed living up here actually. It had its moments, but I think every foreign teacher in Taiwan will tell you it's got its moments sometimes. But my general experience living up here was kind of positive actually. And I didn't think it would be when I came here the first time. I thought, oh my word, I'm gonna get bored, what am I doing here? And turned out I actually enjoyed living and working up here. This place is really touristy, you know. I mean, you look at that building and go, what the hell is in there? And when you get closer you realize that's just a bathroom that you're looking at. To give you an idea, that's what the bathrooms look like in Daxi. It's a very touristy like area setup, you know. It's actually very quiet now, but by this afternoon this place is going to get crowded, because behind me is Daxi Old Street, which is like the market street in this area, with a lot of historical value to it, I guess. So yeah, what an interesting place. Me and my ex went to that restaurant once up there. But as you can see, if you just want a quiet place to sit down and maybe like read a book or play a game on your computer or something, it's really not a bad place to come to, if you just want some quiet time to yourself. And if you're the romantic sort, I mean, imagine bringing your boyfriend or your girlfriend to this area. And again, there's like boards all over this place that says beware of snakes and stuff like that. So I guess you have to kind of watch where you step. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit out of breath on the video. It's because the stairs that I just climbed back there, I sometimes forget how steep they are. And I think Daxi is fairly high as well, so the altitude here makes it a little bit difficult to breathe sometimes. Yeah, this is the restaurant. This is a restaurant. I think I came here once before, but I can't really remember that well. I could be completely wrong, but this is Mr. Infamous himself. Him that shall not be named. But I'll probably later say who he is, but for now he's just him that shall not be named. I think, I could be wrong, but I believe I'm correct when I say this is him. This is the most infamous figure. So Daxi has quite a history with the Japanese during World War II. And this is just an example of one of the Japanese buildings that's still left here. And there's not much, I don't think you can go in yet. I think it's closed, and there's not really much to see inside. It's just, how we usually think of Japanese, well, traditional Japanese buildings, wooden floor. So yes, I probably won't go in today though. I've been in there a few times, so I wonder what his name is. But he looks guilty of something. Those buildings are new. They were not here when I was here. These buildings over here. So during the time that I was here, this is probably my favorite restaurant to come to. It's this, it says Happy Paradise. They've got a small selection, but the food is really great. And if you ever come here, you should ask them for the chicken. They've got some of the most tasty chicken I've had in my life here. In Taiwan, not just in Daxi. So yeah, it was probably my favorite restaurant. I used to live around the corner. I'm gonna go there now and show everyone where I used to live. That's a park back there. That's where I just came from. So this is my first apartment. I used to live in here. That room up there. Very affordable, very cheap, very big as well. And probably one of the weirdest things I ever experienced living in Taiwan. My landlord for that room up there, one day she suddenly just decided to cut my rent in half, and I could never figure out why. They told me later that according to them, they've got some kind of competition in this building, where the best renter gets a discount on the rent. In other words, if you keep the room clean, if you don't damage things, if you pay your rent 100% on time, when you get some kind of reward or something, and then the landlords in this building will cut your rent. And that's kind of what happened to me. Very odd. I've never had that happen to me anywhere else in in Taiwan. There's a pizza restaurant here as well. Pizzas are okay, but not that great, to be honest. But not bad, not bad. I've ate there a few times, but it's not that great. Yeah, that's my old apartment. Ah. So this is Daxi Primary School. Primary because I think it was built by the Japanese or something, or yet again, because the Japanese don't have elementary schools. They use the term primary schools. So yeah, so this is Daxi Primary School. before my current school, it's like 3 years ago, this is the school I was working at. And it wasn't always the easiest school to work at, but I will say that I grew as a teacher while I was working here a lot. I became a lot better at what I was doing, my job and stuff. Because the demands of working here is a little bit different, you know, to what you would think, you know, a teacher here would experience. You know, here it wasn't really the academics so much as the behavior of some of the kids. So yeah, it helped me grow a lot as a teacher. Now, previous principal was a really nice guy, but I've got it on good report that the current principal is not the easiest guy to get along with. So yeah, just worth noting there. Familiar. It's a small village as well, you know. So there's a high probability that I'm probably going to be running into some of my old students when I walk around here, because there's not a lot of foreigners down here. And I think Austin is probably one of the few foreigners that's currently living in this area. So we'll see. One of them already spotted me and kind of looked at me a little bit. Huh? Do I know you? Do I know you, foreigner? So yes. And now we're at the day market. This place closes at night, so this is a day market. It's quite a sizable one as well. I'm kind of surprised to see how many of the people here are busy wearing face masks. So out of courtesy, I also put on my face mask. My voice is a little bit mumbled. I apologize for it. I'm going to show you where I think I should go show people where I used to live when I came here the first time. Very crowded, as you can tell. Prices are very reasonable as well. So if you want to do some shopping or something, look for a bargain, you know, then Daxi is really not a bad place to come to. Belts, always wanted, always needed. Daxi Old Street. Probably one thing Daxi is probably the most famous for is this particular street. Now it doesn't look like much right now because it's still early. It's only what, like almost 10 o'clock here. So by this afternoon, it's going to get really, really crowded. In fact, it's going to be so crowded it's difficult to walk down here. So the guys on their scooters now should take the opportunity, because by tonight it's going to be very difficult to move through here. And I like shopping, but things can get a little bit expensive on Old Street. The market is kind of cheap. It's not a problem buying stuff there, but it can get a little bit expensive buying stuff on Old Street. I think I could take my mask off again. I don't think it's a problem here. There's nobody around, so. But you never know. There's always some person that's out complaining about something. So, try not to sound too negative. So yes. That's just where I walked past through earlier when I said it's a day market down there. And yeah, this street gets really crowded at night. Shortcut from the main road up there. I do think I want to get a U-bike today and maybe go U-biking somewhere. I'm hoping Austin would be up for that. So. Temple. I don't really want to go inside because I'm also a bit cagey about what the rules are when you go inside, because there's a lot of like English out here. My Chinese is not great enough for me to tell me what some of the notifications are saying. So probably best to go into these places if you have like a local with you, or like somebody that's a little bit more knowledgeable about Chinese culture than me. Up there, that is Chinese Mr. Bean up there. And yeah, I'm almost at the end of Old Street, so. Yeah, these guys better enjoy it now while they can drive down here. One thing about Daxi is you don't really want to drive around in a car down here, otherwise you sit in traffic all day. So if you're ideal for holidays, sitting in your car with your air conditioner running, then Daxi is the perfect spot. But without a car, it's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Yay! Bye! And this very steep staircase is how you get, usually you can, it's one of the ways you can get from the main road where I jumped off over there and come all the way up here, and then you're here at in Daxi Old Street. It's a very scenic area actually, huh? Cannot come to Daxi without taking a quick walk over the bridge. It's funny, you know, during the week, some of the high school students like to come up here and they would like sit and drink and smoke and stuff. And they'd hide behind the pillars here so that teachers and the people in the village can't even do it. It is also, it's kind of clean today, but it used to be the favorite hangout place of all the homeless people as well. So there would be like homeless people sleeping up here. I remember a few times I would come in from the mornings. I lived up there as well. I would come down the street, go over the bridge, and then you'll see all the homeless people's things lying around up here. And I did see a few times, I saw police officers up here as well, like looking for homeless people up here. So now, the road back to Zhongli, to Taoyuan and to Taipei. 710, that one goes to Yongning, that one goes to Taipei, that does. So I'm probably going to head over there. There's a Starbucks over there. I'm probably going to get a decaf and I want to sit down and do some writing and stuff, you know, just to relax and stuff. And then maybe, it looks a little bit like it's going to rain, so I don't know if U-biking might be an option today, but I'm going to see what I can do anyway. So, because I'm not sitting in my room on my day off. That's not happening. I'm finishing up in Starbucks. I managed to get some writing done, so I'm very happy about that. I'm gonna see if my favorite restaurant is open. I hope they're still open because I can do with a nice big fat meal. I'm meeting Austin a little bit later. He has to go, he's still at work, so I'll probably meet him about 4 or something. Maybe I'll say, hey, maybe go grab a U-bike or something, you know. I don't know Austin that well, you know, but we run into each other at the meeting, so it'd be interesting to get to know the guy a little bit better. So yeah, I'm gonna finish up here and I'm probably gonna go and see if I can get something to eat at one of my favorite restaurants, if they're open. So yeah, this is what my favorite restaurant in Daxi looks like. Very friendly. Bathroom is back there. Very quaint little place. We used to come here after school all the time. We would come here and get some food and stuff. It's called Happy Paradise Cafe. And they always have good music. So I'm usually not the kind of person that likes to take video of my food, but just take a look at that piece of chicken. I mean, and if you think it looks delicious, I've never had any place that prepares chicken that tastes better than this place in Daxi. Yeah, that's the soup that comes with the meal. It's also very good. But just look at that piece of chicken. Doesn't that make you hungry? So this is where Chiang Kai-shek used to come for his afternoon tea. No, I'm kidding. This is actually his summer house, but it's been redecorated. They turned it into a coffee shop, which kind of makes sense. When I was living down here, the inside of that building over there was really badly water damaged. So they like re-renovated the whole complex, I'm assuming. And over here they say it's a coffee place now, so you could get some coffee here and stuff, which is kind of a good idea actually. It's a very nice area. It's still in the park here in Daxi. You know, it's funny, you know, some people always ask me, you know, so what do you actually do in Daxi? Well, the thing is, Daxi is a great place to come to if you don't want to do anything. That's the thing about Daxi. So it kind of like runs counter to what we think of as a holiday, you know, where you kind of have to be kept entertained. If you're a person that can kind of keep yourself entertained, then Daxi is a really good place to visit. You know, I mean, there's so many places you can go sit down, you can go read, you can do a little bit of writing like I just did. And if you just want to walk around and just see what the people are doing around you, you can do that as well. There is U-bikes down here, which is what I used to do a lot. But if you're not in the mood for that, you know, then if you're just okay by being by yourself and sitting down and just relaxing and stuff, and not getting too caught up in the hassle, you know, of having to do a lot of things on holiday, then Daxi is probably the perfect place to come to. I've been to that restaurant as well, that one over there. Food's okay. A couple of my ex-students' parents run that restaurant over there. But I prefer the one that I showed earlier video of, the Happy Cafe, the Paradise Cafe. Happy Cafe. The Paradise Cafe. I really think that's the best one that I've been to here. But there's a lot to explore, you know. I mean, if you have a time, you know, you can walk down here, you can try different little restaurants. The people here are generally quite friendly, you know. It's kind of, they kind of like having you as part, they kind of invite you into their community here, you know. So it's kind of, you kind of become part of a family, you know. So it's kind of, it's a very interesting place to be. Right, this is a dojo, a martial arts dojo from the Japanese era. Got an intricate structure. Unfortunately, I don't think they have martial arts classes here. So yes, this is a library. It's library. They're very proud of this library. It's a small one, but it's kind of got a good selection of books. I seldom came here because these days I don't really go to libraries anymore. You know, I just download the stuff on my laptop and I ebook them. But yeah, so this is the dojo. It's a dojo. I think that's I don't know what that place is. It was a bathroom once, but I don't know what it is now. And these kids you see over here, I think this is kids from Daxi Elementary School that's busy playing outside, and the teacher's like shouting them in English. So it's kind of funny. But this is kind of indicative of a problem that you face sometimes with the kids, because they just want to play. They really have no concept of having to further your academic career or anything. You know, it's not about academics for the kids here. They really just go to school because they like playing a lot. See, the teacher's really frustrated. It's kind of funny. Oh, sorry. So this is the view from the top here in Daxi. So this is behind the dojo. This is still part of the dojo back here. The dojo I spoke about earlier. And over there, that massive building that you see over there, that one there is the Aboriginal Center. So if you want to learn more about the local tribes that inhabited this particular area, that's probably the best way to go and look. It's very well maintained as well on the inside, and they're very informative. So, and I believe, if I remember correctly, I think there is English in there as well. So if you don't speak Chinese, I think there's English translations on everything. So if you're really interested in that part of Taiwan, like the indigenous cultures and stuff, that you really should consider going and visiting that building over there. The dojo, I mean, look, the dojo is interesting, but they don't have a lot of exhibits inside. It's kind of a little bit barren, you know. There's not a lot to see inside. I think, if I remember, I think they've got a samurai suit of armor in here, but I don't really remember exactly what was in there. So, and this is what I was talking about, right? When you do the bike cycling and stuff, they've got all these little routes that you can cycle. For example, down there. So if you really want something to do, it's good to take a U-bike and go and explore the surrounding area. This is what I want to do later, but it depends on whether Austin is in the mood for it. So I have promised that I'm going to be a good guest today. I'll give you one guess. where this path leads. Ready? Give up? Nowhere. Let me tell you, going down was a lot easier than coming up here. Oh. Now I know why Daxi doesn't have a wall gym here. You don't need one. Oh. And I'm not exactly dressed to go bushwhacking today either. I mean, look, I've got jeans and I've got like sandals. Guess it's a tip, you know, if you come down to Daxi, check the weather report. Some of my ex-students, and they never forget you. To think I had them when they were grade 5, I think. I had them when they were grade 5. They are currently grade 7s, I believe. So they are turning into young men. Still very funny. That's the thing out here, you know, you have to have a sense of humor when you're teaching, you know. Say, hello, Miska. Hello, Miska.
Hello.
Say, hello, teacher Bettina. Miska. Miska.
I was